How does a person die from cancer? The human body is an incredible machine. Every second, millions of cells work in perfect harmony, dividing, renewing, and sustaining life. At the microscopic level, healthy cells are perfectly organized. Each contains DNA, the instruction manual for life that controls everything. But to understand cancer, we need to look deeper, past skin and muscle, down to where life's most basic processes occur. Cancer happens when a single cell stops following the body's rules and begins to multiply completely out of control. Imagine someone living normally, working, spending time with family, but deep inside, something has already begun growing silently. It starts with DNA damage from smoking, radiation, chemicals, or random chance. A tiny genetic mistake with deadly consequences ahead. Today, we explore how cancer kills, the biological journey from one damaged cell to the final moments of life. What causes this damage? Cigarette smoke, ultraviolet rays, alcohol, industrial toxins? Sometimes it's just bad genetic luck during division. White blood cells patrol constantly, hunting abnormal cells. They detect and attack the cancer, but it's already learning to hide. Cancer cells display false proteins saying, "Don't attack me." The confused immune system backs off. The cancer survives its first test. Healthy cells divide slowly and orderly. Cancer cells divide chaotically and relentlessly, ignoring all boundaries. This is cancer's deadly signature. Normal cells have checkpoints preventing damaged cells from dividing. Cancer cells bypass all checkpoints, racing through without any breaks. After countless divisions, cancer cells form a mass, a tumor. Thousands, then millions of rogue cells clustered together, growing daily. Tumors grow slowly at first. 1 millimeter is invisible. 1 centimeter contains a billion cells. 10 centimeters becomes life-threatening. For months or years, the person feels nothing. Then a persistent cough appears. They dismiss it, unaware something's terribly wrong. Early warning signs are easy to miss. Persistent cough, unexplained weight loss, unusual fatigue, or strange lumps appearing suddenly. Inside the lung, the tumor expands relentlessly, pushing against delicate tissue, compressing airways and vessels. Architecture slowly destroyed. The tumor occupies space meant for air sacs where oxygen enters blood. Bronchi are squeezed shut. Breathing will soon become harder. The immune system launches full assault. White blood cells swarm from all directions, trying desperately to eliminate the growing tumor. Cancer releases chemicals that exhaust and confuse immune cells, creating an immunosuppressive fortress where defenders become weak and ineffective. Watch the tumor's growth accelerate. What took months to reach grape size now doubles in just weeks. Growth is exponential. As the tumor grows larger, it needs food and oxygen. The solution? Angiogenesis, forcing the body to build new blood vessels. The tumor releases chemical signals commanding nearby vessels to sprout new branches like roots. The vessels obey, extending into it. Normal vessel growth is orderly and controlled. Tumor angiogenesis is chaotic and excessive, a tangled web of leaky, malformed vessels. As the tumor expands, it pressures the lung. Breathing requires increasing effort. Cancer starts anywhere: lung, colon, stomach, liver. Each location presents unique challenges, but the process remains the same. The person struggles to breathe, holding their chest. The cough is constant. Something's clearly wrong. Shortness of breath at rest, persistent chest pain, chronic fatigue, coughing blood. In the brain, tumors are especially dangerous. No room for expansion inside the skull. The tumor compresses tissue against bone. A brain tumor's location determines symptoms. Frontal lobe affects personality. Motor cortex causes weakness. Visual cortex disrupts vision completely. The person experiences sudden, severe headaches different from any before. These result from increased pressure as the tumor occupies space. Brain tumor symptoms are neurological. Debilitating headaches, seizures in people without epilepsy history, vision problems, personality changes noticed by family. The liver is another common target. Multiple tumors develop simultaneously. The surface becomes lumpy. Critical functions begin to fail. Looking in the mirror, the person notices yellow skin and eyes. Jaundice from bilirubin buildup when liver can't process it. Liver failure brings cascading symptoms: jaundice, abdominal swelling, persistent nausea and vomiting, dark urine. The detoxification system is shutting down. Cancer staging reveals progression. Stage 1 is small and localized. Stage 2 is larger. Stage 3 spread to lymph nodes. Stage 4 reached distant organs. Understanding stages is crucial. Stage 1 has best prognosis. Stage 2 is manageable. Stage 3 is serious. Stage 4 is usually terminal. Now comes the deadliest phase. A cancer cell breaks free, squeezes through vessel walls, and enters bloodstream. Through bloodstream, cancer cells travel like silent invaders alongside normal red blood cells, circulating through heart, lungs, liver, and brain. The metastasis journey follows predictable patterns. Lung cancer cells enter circulation and often spread to brain, bones, and liver first. A cancer cell exits the bloodstream in liver. It attaches to tissue and divides again. A new tumor is born far from the original. The primary lung tumor may be 10 centimeters, but metastatic tumors start as millimeters, growing rapidly in multiple locations simultaneously. Imagine seeing metastatic cancer's full scope. Red tumors light up throughout lungs, liver, bones, brain. The lymphatic system becomes another cancer spread route. Cancer cells travel through lymph vessels, lodge in nodes, and multiply rapidly. When cancer reaches bones, it's particularly devastating. Cells infiltrate porous bone structure, eating away the framework until it's riddled with holes. Bone cross-section reveals destruction. Red cancer cells occupy spaces meant for marrow and support. The person feels excruciating lower back pain. Even standing becomes agony. Bone pain from metastasis that painkillers barely touch at all. Bone metastasis symptoms include severe, unrelenting pain, pathologic fractures from normal activities, and spinal cord compression causing paralysis. By now, the immune system is exhausted. White blood cells move slowly. We've reached the critical phase where individual organs begin failing. The body has finite resources. Cancer consumes while producing nothing useful. The lungs are in crisis. Tumors fill air spaces. Fluid accumulates, drowning air sacs. Lungs struggle to expand. Oxygen levels drop dangerously. The person can barely breathe now. They're taking rapid, shallow breaths, mouth open, gasping for air, lips turning blue from oxygen lack. Respiratory failure symptoms are terrifying. The liver, clogged with tumors, cannot detoxify. Toxins that should be filtered and removed instead accumulate. Poison will flood bloodstreams soon. A healthy liver constantly filters toxins from blood, but a tumor-filled liver cannot. Toxins bypass filtration, carrying poisons to brain and heart. Liver failure manifests as yellow skin and eyes, mental confusion progressing to coma, massive abdominal swelling, and uncontrollable bleeding disorders. The kidneys are shutting down. Tumors block nephrons. Microscopic filtration units. Waste products accumulate in blood instead of filtering into urine. Waste products reach toxic levels. The kidney cannot regulate fluid or electrolytes. The person is visibly swollen, face puffy, legs enormously swollen with fluid. This is edema from kidney failure and fluid retention. Kidney failure symptoms include severe swelling in legs and face, dramatically decreased urine output, overwhelming fatigue, nausea, vomiting, and mental confusion. The heart works desperately hard, beating rapidly and irregularly, trying to compensate for failing lungs and kidneys. It cannot sustain this. Blood pressure is dropping critically. The meter falls from normal into danger zone. Blood flow slows to sluggish crawl throughout the body. Cardiovascular collapse brings blood pressure so low it's barely detectable. This is cachexia, cancer's wasting syndrome. The body, desperate for energy, cannibalizes its own muscle and fat to survive cancer's demands. The physical transformation is shocking. In the final days, the person lies in hospital bed, extremely frail and thin. Multiple organ failure, the final common pathway of cancer death. Brain, lungs, heart, liver, kidneys all fail simultaneously in catastrophic cascade. A healthy brain receives 20% of the body's oxygen. When oxygen delivery fails, brain cells die within minutes. Brain death follows. The person's eyes are closed now. Brief confusion flickers across their face. They don't recognize loved ones or know where they are. End-stage neurological symptoms progress rapidly. Confusion and disorientation, loss of consciousness, complete unresponsiveness to stimuli, and finally deep coma. The lungs can barely move. Breathing becomes shallow, irregular, with long pauses between breaths. This is agonal breathing, the body's final attempts. Normal breathing shows regular deep breaths. In smooth pattern, agonal breathing is irregular, gasping, with long pauses before respiratory arrest. The hands and feet turn blue and cold. Blood has stopped flowing to extremities. The body prioritizes vital organs, but even that is failing. Healthy circulation keeps hands warm and pink. In circulatory failure, hands become cold, blue, and mottled. The end is very near now. The kidneys have completely shut down. No urine is being produced. Toxins flood the brain through bloodstream. Green clouds of metabolic waste overwhelm brain tissue. Symptoms include profound confusion, seizures, coma, and finally irreversible brain damage and shutdown. The person lies peacefully now, all struggle ended. Their face is calm. The monitors show flat lines, heart stopped, breathing stopped, brain activity ceased. This is the moment of death. Inside the brain, the final lights go out. Neural pathways that glowed with electrical activity dim and fade to complete darkness. Brain death is irreversible. The brain that housed memories, personality, consciousness. Early detection saves lives. Screening tests can catch cancer when it's small, localized, and curable. Early detection is our most powerful weapon. Regular checkups with your doctor can catch cancer in earliest stages. A simple screening test can find cancer when treatment is most effective. The statistics are clear. Stage 1 cancer has 90% 5-year survival. Stage 2, 70%. Stage 3, 50%. Stage 4, only 10%. Two paths. On one side, cancer caught early. Small tumor, effective treatment, healthy person living full life. On the other, cancer caught late, limited options. Prevention matters too. Don't smoke. It's the leading preventable cancer cause. Eat healthy foods, exercise regularly, protect skin from sun damage. We're all in this fight together. Every person who gets screened chooses healthy habits, spreads awareness. You're part of the solution. Cancer awareness saves lives. Whether pink ribbon for breast cancer, blue for prostate cancer, these symbols remind us to screen, check, and care. And science is advancing rapidly. Researchers worldwide develop better treatments, immunotherapy, targeted drugs, early detection technologies. Hope is growing steadily. Breakthroughs are happening. Knowledge is power. Understanding how cancer kills empowers you to prevent it, detect it early, and fight it effectively through awareness. Stay informed, stay vigilant, stay healthy.